I put together 3 of my air layers from early summer 2022, and we'll have a look at them, see how they got on. So that'll be 2 hawthorns and a linden, small leaf lime. I'll pass you straight over to old me in August 21st of 2022, removing some air layer packaging. Cheers. So it's Xavier back down the bottom of the garden, and I panicked a bit. I had a look at one of my air layers. It's Sunday, so I don't normally do anything today, and I noticed there was a lot of straggling roots coming out of the foil. Even the police are worried, so I thought I'd better just quickly do some air layers here and just see how they are. So you've seen the separation with the olive, so I'm just going to crack on and do it with this. So this is the hawthorn. I can't remember if I did a video of this. Got some nice growth down here, which looking good. Oh, I like the look of where that's going to be. Don't know why I've got this down there. Anyway, let's have a look and see what's under there. Definitely a lot of roots there. Let's just see. It's I think the bag's dried out a little bit. Although we seem to have, I don't know, last time I tried to see it, this is the first hawthorn I've done, so I'm presuming my air layer's down here somewhere. Oh, I know I had wire because I was wiring that in shape. Probably needs to come off actually. There's a lot of roots in there, so let's just cut this. The good thing about these shoots, it means, I mean the roots down there are healthy, so we're alright there. So like all air layers, if the main one doesn't work, we're alright with this one. Okay, so I don't think we're going to need that wire on there anyway. So it's got nice roots coming out. That's actually come out of the bag. Oh wow! Look at that! That's rootastic. Okay. That, I think, Nicole, that's some nice hard enough roots there. I suppose I better find somewhere to put it. That would be a good idea. Where the cut was, there's roots down here. I don't know if you can see. There's a load of roots coming down the bottom here. Brilliant. Yeah, had roots coming out here. Amazing. So that's what the tree's going to look like. Don't know whether I should just sort through this a little bit. There's absolutely roots everywhere. Okay, well I'm not. No, I'm just going to... He says, no, I don't want to pull around with that. So let's... Okay. I don't know, one of the problems with using is keeping the sphagnum on is that at some point you are actually going to have to carefully separate it from all the roots that'll be entwined in there, and it can be a little bit difficult. Roots falling all over the place on this. I'd rather be carefully spending the time sorting out well-established roots and just gently brushing off the sphagnum than not. A couple of rocks sorted out, but see, I need to do a little bit of trimming. It's only going to vary that, well, mind you, it's got a reasonable amount of roots under there, I think, so you can probably get away with a little bit of foliage on it. Okay, well, that's what I'm going to do. So that's your first one, and that is going to be the next. So 2 from 1. Air layer happy. Look like a footballer with a collar up. Right, we'll go for the next one. Okay, this next one, I think I was just getting air layer happy right then, and I just wanted to air layer anything that had a gap. So lots of growth down here. Let's have a look. Well, if there's anything that first one's to go by, we should have bucket loads in there, and we've got bucket loads. Oh, I don't know. How do you describe the feeling? It's a weird feeling, because it's only another tree, but I don't want to be bizarre about it or anything, but it's not like you've given birth or anything, but there's something a little special about when you get your little babies coming from these air layers, I think. And again, I use the wire method down there to make sure it didn't bridge. So, and this is the first year I've done that, so that's definitely had some good effects. Whoa. Again, lots of roots. I think we'll just be safe here. I'll have a look at that in a minute. So this is what I was looking at, this shape here. I'd imagine we're not going to want any of these lower branches. And again, because this is new to me for air laying for hawthorn, knowing just how strong a bit, I mean that's a very rigorous root ball, it probably will support all this. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's absolutely caked. Okay. Alright. Taken off well over half of what was on there to begin with, so with that roots I would hope that would be enough. I'm wondering whether I go bigger pot actually, but anyway. Okay, let's just sort it out a little bit. Okay, so what I did, just because there's more roots there, I did actually just try and spread them a little bit. Really impressed, really happy. I'm glad I waited, and it gives me a lot of confidence that the maples need to get done as well. Okay, so hopefully these will continue to develop, and as I say, a bit flat that way, but there's your wow. I can make decisions later, I may lose something, I don't know, but I'm happy with that. Okay, let's have a look and see what's left. And what I've got is, I wasn't sure what I would get, but we've got, put this one going down, but we've got all sorts of growth coming here, so I'm just gonna remove this stuff here Even there you can see roots were growing from there. I might just take that off a little bit. Really happy with this. I don't know, for those of you who might have noticed, probably not, I'm a great one. I love reading comments on all the other YouTubers, especially on the subjects I'm interested about or probably a little bit unsure about. And Nilly's Bonsai, who I'm sure most of you know, absolutely brilliant. And I asked him the question, said, how often do you water these air layers? And bear in mind I've been doing air layers for 3-4 years, if not a bit longer. I was still a bit confused because I think Jelly got a little bit confused, Yelly got a little bit confused when I answered his air layer one, and so I said, oh, I've been watering them once a week. And really what that meant is my bags, as you see, I'll just have little holes in them. But once a week I was going and checking them, and they all stayed fairly down, but I couldn't help. I would often just pour water over the top, so some would go in through the holes. But I noticed with Nilly's one there, he shows you using the syringe going to the top, and you know, there is an indication that if it's a nice good tight seal in a good position and the weather's okay, that you know, you can go right through the whole season without actually putting water into it. So I got the impression that if it's a good tight seal, that you know, you can get away, depending on the weather, with sort of checking it once, twice, 3 times in the course of a sort of 2-month period. But I don't think it hurts to check it once a week, or certainly once every couple of weeks. And having seen how these went, I'm happy that next year I'll probably look at them every couple of weeks. I'll have a slightly different approach to them, but yeah. So this one's got all sorts of potential. I mustn't forget it's got wire on, but I'm not going to take the wire off because I saw what happened when I took the wire off the last one. So the next one we're going to go to is the small leaf linden. I'm not sure. Okay, now we're to my small leaf lime, or linden as Ryan Neal likes to say it, Bonsai Mirai. I haven't looked at the layer, and I don't know, maybe this one hasn't worked. Doesn't look as successful. So far I'm batting, I've had 2 hawthorns and a olive, so I've had 3. This one again is one that I'm losing the top part here because I really want what's at the base here, so let's just go for it. I can't see loads of roots or anything. Isn't it a shame? It's like the hawthorns, unless they were more, if they work out that'd be good. But it's like the tree that I really wanted was the hornbeam and this one. I really want the layer to work on this. I haven't done anything different, so we really are just, in fact, they've been in the same location, they've had the same degree of watering. So in terms of experimental, our only difference here is going to be that they've even had the same bag types, everything. So the only difference is going to be tree type. Well, there's only one way to find out. Oh, was that a root? No. Nearly got excited then. Oh, that's pulling away. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Blast. Okay, looks like the bridge formed on it again. Now this may be one. Ah, there's a difference. I didn't put the wire on this one. So with the ones where, and I don't think I put the wire on the hornbeam actually either. The wire bridge to stop the, or did I? Oh, looks like I might have. No. So it didn't actually. I've got an option of trying to rescore and do it again, or to go, I want to keep developing this tree. Lots of callousing formed there. Do I go again? Wait next year. The hornbeam I've decided not to go again and just separated. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I don't need to make a decision today, do I? Do I make a decision today? No, I don't think so. I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed. Disappointed. Do you know what? I don't care. Mr. Impatient here. I want to move on with this tree. Oh, it's still healthy though, isn't it? I could next year try and take an air layer, but take it there, so that what I actually get is a okay, I'm leaving it. Okay, so that didn't work, so we'll just let that grow out, and I'm going to revisit it next year. So piffle. Hornbeams, the hawthorns I was less bothered about, and they've worked out brilliantly. I heard lindens air layer really easily, and it didn't. Definitely bridged. There's a bridge there, definitely. You know what? Sometimes throw your dice. In this instance, I'm going to have another attempt at it next year. Okay, so this is Xavier down the bottom of the garden. In the end, batting 3 out of 5. Disappointed, but it happens. But I've got 3 more trees, and obviously the 3 that did work, I've actually got 6 trees now there. And the hornbeam that didn't work, I've still got the main hornbeam lower part to deal with, and I have actually put the top half. I've reopened the callus, put it into a load of sphagnum, and it's sitting in the greenhouse as though it was a so I was just trying to do a thick cutting from it. So who knows? So from Xavier down the bottom of the garden, happy bonsaiing. God bless and cheers.